guys, welcome back to another episode of Spill the Tea. We are going to talk about Love is Blind reunion because what the literal Anyways, let's cheers.
Cheers.
I have so much to say about the reunion.
Everybody does.
Okay, what the actual was this?
Okay, so
What
correct me
was
if
this
I'm
whole
wrong. Was there a concert beforehand and like the way they were bringing them out, I was like, what?
Okay, yes, I have comments about that. Why the was there a musician? Why the are they outside? Why are they coming out like they're debutantes? What the was this whole
WE
it's
is
like
where my mind went.
how much did this cost? Because I just for me it wasn't working for me. I watch a lot of reunions because I watch a lot of reality TV. I'm fine with them being in a studio on different couches and recording inside. Why the were they recording in this weird forest setting with these like the musician and then just so many like the random basketball hoop? What the
Not even the basketball hoop. Why did we bring somebody in from the LA Clippers, I think he was from?
yeah,
Why are we
yeah.
bringing in a professional basketball player to watch them shoot hoop? That whole, yeah, it was corny as hell.
It was so corny. It had nothing to do with the show. Nobody was dating him from the show. Why? That was so unnecessary. Also, I am so tired of Nick and Vanessa not asking the right questions. I watch 90 Day Fiancé and a lot of the 90 Day Fiancé spinoffs. I think Sean, the host for the reunions of those shows, she
He does
does
the
an
hard vomit.
amazing job at asking the questions that people are dying to know. Nick and Vanessa, it's like they're afraid to ask the
They
real
don't cut
questions.
deep
They should
enough.
have asked Patrick. No, they don't ask enough. They needed to ask Patrick, why the did you say Annie or Anna? Why did you say Anna was your number one and that you really wanted to be with her, blah, blah, blah. Then she leaves, then you're going to hop on Casey. Why was that not asked? I mean, I know they briefly kind of talked about it because Casey mentioned it here and there, but no, there was just so many questions that were not asked that should have been asked.
Yeah, I feel like this reunion wasn't it. I didn't like the reunion. It wasn't when it was over. I was like, well, they were like doing their closing statements and stuff. And I was like, hold on,
Yeah.
we're done. What was this? I didn't want to watch a
Yes.
basketball game. Okay.
No, what the was that?
That's so weird.
I
Oh.
watched it with my partner after it was over because he's only seen a couple of the episodes of Love is Blind with me. So after it was over, he was like, "That's it." I was like, "Yeah, it's not like 90 Day Fiance where you get like 5 parts."
No, and
And I was just like,
reunions are the best part of the show.
the best part. Okay. So yeah, I the reunion was it was like what, an hour. Honestly, I felt like yes, I love reunions. I was excited for it, but then watching it, why was there even a reunion? I just we didn't get a lot of things answered. The one thing I will say, I'm happy Jordan and Megan have like a even though they broke up and everything, I'm happy that she was very transparent about her having a baby, and him finding out from her. I mean, obviously, like he said, like somebody messaged him and was trying to stir the pot. But I'm happy that they were mature enough to just kind of talk things out and just be like, yeah, like, because I feel like if they didn't have that conversation, it would have been kind of like a what the you had a kid, like finding that out at the reunion.
I was
Reunion.
hoping he was the
Um,
dad. When they're like he's in the studio, I'm like, please say Jordan knocked her up. And no, and you
I
know what's really
know.
funny? Coming from a mom, the second that they called her name and she walked out, I looked at her and I still wanted to text you, but we're not communicating on this. And I was about to say, is she pregnant? But no, she just had a baby because her face says it all. You can tell in the face. If you've had a pregnancy, she still has the pregnancy face.
Okay, so I've never been pregnant and I haven't been around a ton of people who were pregnant. except for you. So yeah, I don't know any of the signs, but when
Yeah,
she
no,
said
I
that she had a
instantly.
baby yeah, when she said she had a baby 2 months ago, I was just like, damn, she looks great. Like, like I hope I
No,
had
he
out.
doesn't.
Like you know.
No, exactly.
Um,
It's just, I don't know, I still kind of have it a little bit. I feel like when you get pregnant, your face kind of rounds out more here because I already have a round face, but I get more fuller, I guess you could say.
okay, Casey's just so fake. Her and Patrick are the fakest. They honestly should have gotten married. They should have gotten together because they're so fake. They would have been great together.
No, exactly. And you know what's I think is really kind of like the thing about it too is it pissed me off that when they were talking about an incident and she made the comment that Patrick was there and Patrick was like, no, 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 I was not. They just dropped it. What do you mean you weren't there? I want to know now.
I would have asked more questions about that.
Yeah, I'm really upset because I feel like it just showed that like Casey, she's just a liar. And so is Patrick.
There's a lot of people calling Casey out. Yeah, I feel like we didn't really get like it was a lot of he said she said. So I don't know at this point. The whole ring thing was kind of weird cuz at first I was like, yeah, why isn't she giving the ring back? But then I
Yeah,
remembered Netflix does provide the ring. So I was kind of like agreeing with Allie when she said Netflix gives the rings, why should she have to give it back? Now, if that was a family heirloom or if he bought the ring personally, then absolutely she should give it back. But because it's Netflix, like who cares if she keeps it? You know what I mean?
that's what I kind of wanted to kind of find out is because he made a comment too after she was talking about how Netflix gives the rings when they were talking about exchanging the ring back. He was just like, do you want to give it back to me? It's not about financial reasons. He's like, forget the money part about it. So I'm wondering, do they provide them with a ring, but the guys buy them? I don't know how that works.
I don't
That's
know.
what's kind
I
of
don't
confusing
know.
me.
Yeah. What the were Joe's shoes? What the was he wearing?
What the was that? I don't like it on him.
Yeah, I made a comment when he came down, walking down like a little debutante on those stairs. I was like, damn, he kind of looks like a predator with that mustache now.
Yeah, no, doesn't work for him.
It
I don't
doesn't
like
work
it
for
one
him.
bit.
Absolutely not.
Joe's a little hoe.
I didn't like.
They all dated. Like it was kind of like a love star this season.
Yeah, it was a mess. I mean, I get it. Like after everything's over, some of the castmates will date other castmates just to kind of see because like they did have, they all went on dates with each other in the pods. It makes a lot of sense. But yeah, Joe got around. He definitely was, and then they said he's with Avery now, which I personally don't remember Avery at
Me
all
either.
this season. So I was like, who's Avery? I was so lost.
Yeah, I don't know who Avery is. That was kind of confusing to me, but they all know her. But they all party together. So I'm wondering if it's just an outside friend that someone brought in and kind of became part of their clique kind of thing.
Maybe Madison saying that Casey's the reason her engagement was affected. I no, I don't agree with that.
I don't,
I that
yeah.
man just was not in it. He no, I understand wanting to put blame on a reason why it didn't work out, but he just wasn't the one, you know? She can't say that like, oh, it's because of Casey and him and all this stuff because it sounded like whatever happened was after the fact. I
Yeah.
just think that Joe didn't want to be with her, and that's a hard pill to swallow. I mean, it's hard to know that somebody doesn't want to be with you, but don't try to like blame somebody else for the reason why your engagement didn't work, unless
Yeah.
there's like actual evidence of that.
Yeah. Also, I really wanted to bring up Nick, them talking about how calculating he is. I feel like at the reunion, he was still being calculated. He talks a
Yes.
lot. And when he talks, I feel like he's looking for
Kate
the
called him
his
out for
choice
that.
of words is very funny, is all I could say.
hmm No, I think he is calculated. I think Nick's fake. I mean, it was in previous episodes where I think it was Joe and Jordan. Basically, just nobody was a fan of Nick. Like, they were talking about him or whatever.
I love
Um,
Joe was talking shit about
Nick,
Nick and his hat. And he's like, he's a cool dude, but he's not my dude. I feel that.
yeah, yeah. I'm happy that Kate called him out, but it was interesting. I did like that she said this. She pointed out, how come you didn't come and apologize to me off of the cameras whenever you felt like you needed to? She said that he only apologized, it was always on camera or before the reunion was going to happen. That's not sincere to me. And then his apology at the reunion, okay, cool, but like you're being filmed, like you're kind of on the spot. If you really wanted to actually apologize to somebody, you don't care about cameras being around. You don't care that people are witnessing it, basically.
No,
So
exactly.
I do
I
think that
think,
he's very calculated.
yeah, I think that I don't know if anybody else felt this way, but when they got to go to each other's homes and everything, I feel like he got a little boner showing everybody his stuff. I mean, he's really into
That was
himself.
such a weird episode. That episode was just, he's weirdo. He's weirdo.
He loved it. Like he loved, like I said, I think he got a little boner showing everybody his medals and his stuff that he owns. Like, okay, cool.
This was wild to me. Edmund saying KB was PMSing and needing space, his for that being his reason why he couldn't understand her. Good Lord, dude, shut the up. Don't be saying like, oh, you're PMSing. Did you see all the girls' faces? They were like,
Yeah. So that is kind of when I got the feel of, I'm not saying we get to see what he was like off camera, but I think at the reunion we kind
yeah,
of get a because you can't edit it out, and stuff. Like they're asking him the questions, he's right
no.
there, they're face to face. I feel like you kind of get the manipulation part of
And they
it.
film it live.
Yeah, and even when she was trying to tell him, this is what you did wrong, you don't take accountability, he still didn't take accountability. And then he makes the excuse,
Yeah, he.
if I'm vulnerable, you get mad. So it makes me feel like I can't be vulnerable. Now I'm not going to do that. I feel like now you're just saying, "Oh, because of your actions, I'm this way." Like you got to take responsibility for your own actions, and you can't blame everybody else because of the way they're treating you. Grow the up. Some of us have
Yeah,
horrible childhoods.
I.
Some of us go through a lot, but it doesn't give you an excuse to do that to people. At some point, you need to take
No.
accountability for your actions and realize that the things that happened in your past cannot define who you are now.
Yeah. I think that whatever did happen off camera really showed KB who Edmund really was, and that's why she couldn't go through with the marriage. And I'm glad because she deserves somebody who communicates with her and does not manipulate her and whatnot. Edmund was saying like he couldn't have got anybody like her if it wasn't for the show. And I remember on the episode where she during their wedding and she said no, and he was telling his math teacher, or not math teacher, but his fifth grade teacher. I don't know why I said math teacher, but that basically he's tried everything else and that this was his only hope, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it has anything to do with his quirkiness, how he dresses, or anything. If he really is a certain way that wasn't shown off camera, I could see that being the only reason why people don't want to be with him. Own up and
Yeah,
be a man. Take accountability. Take accountability.
yeah, and it's one of those things where I don't think he's ready for a marriage. I don't think he's ready for a relationship. What he has shown throughout this season is he kind of needs to take a step back and work on himself, because unless you can't love
Yes.
somebody unless you love yourself, because then you're going to bring all of that into the relationship, kind of like what he did. And like maybe he is having all these relationship problems and that's why he went on the show, just to like find the one to settle down and finally be with someone, but it's still not going to work out if you don't work on yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think honestly, she would have ended up marrying him if he would have started taking accountability and said, "Hey, I do want the help. Like, let's go to counseling together. Let's figure out how we can make this work. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't, but at least give it a try." And I think if he sat there and took accountability and was willing to try, I think she would have stuck with him. Maybe not gone through with saying "I do," but she still would have probably stayed with him after and kind of helped him. I don't know. I feel like she did try really hard and she realized he
I think
wasn't
so
going
too.
to change, and
Yeah.
really nice of her too to like let him know at the reunion, the way I treated you was not okay and do not take that from people. I think she does a really good job of showing someone who does mess up at times but takes full accountability for what she's done. And I think she's the only one who's really done that this season. Well, no,
Yeah.
because Joe and or not Joe, sorry, Jordan and Megan kind of. Megan was pretty good about being honest too. I actually
Yeah,
cried like
definite.
a little baby during that talk with Jordan, especially when she started breaking down crying at the end and said that she didn't know if she was ready to be a mom either. And that's what that kind of showed her. It was really sad because I feel like a lot of people in this world make you feel selfish for not wanting children. But like, you'll know when you want children. If you don't want children right now because you want to go live your life, that doesn't make you a bad person. And that doesn't mean you're not mom material. It means you're still ready to live your life. Having a kid is a big commitment. And it's not something
Mhm.
that you just take lightly, like she had a life, she had an established life. If you don't want to give that up yet, then you don't want to. And I totally understand that. And I don't think it was selfish of her at all.
I agree. That was kind of like it for me for the reunion. I don't know. I just wanted it to be a little bit more exciting, and I think they focused way too much on having the artists perform before and then everybody coming down like it was some weird showcase. I don't even know. I mean, yeah, their dresses were really pretty, but it was like why the are we doing this? This is too theatrical for me.
It was all trash. The season and the reunion. Trash.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us in this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We're glad that the season of Love is Blind is done because it was a total show. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and just engage with us because we really appreciate all of the love and support. So we will see you guys next time. Bye.